Manaya. Serta Pro Painters, experts at painting the corners. Call 1-800-GO-CERTA. And how to paint the word picture. Here is the Hall of Fame radio voice of the New York Mets, Howie Rose.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to need a lot of paint and a few extra brushes, considering it's a day-night doubleheader. Third doubleheader the Mets have played this year. They've lost the first two. So Manaya facing right-hand hitting Ronald Acuna Jr. to get us started. And the first pitch of the game on the way, and it swung on and missed a fastball, 0-1. Acuna made his return from the IL on Monday night. He'd missed 38 games because of a left hamstring strain. And the 0-1 coming to him. It's taken down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. The second time that he's been on the injured list this year because of that same problem. So the numbers are stark for the Braves. The 1-1. Looped foul the other way. That'll go into the seats behind first base downstairs in the count 1-2. The numbers when Acuna is in the Braves lineup, 37-17. Much different story when he's out. And here's the 1-2. Way outside, all the way to the backstop, beyond the reach of Alvarez. And the count 2-2. Got a .685 winning percentage. When Acuna is in the lineup, they're 2 games under 500, 25-27 when he's not there. 2-2 pitch, little bit high with a fastball. And Acuna has worked a full count. Drake Baldwin is on deck, and then Matt Olson. Manaya making his 9th start of the year, his 23rd appearance. And now the payoff pitch to Acuna. Breaking ball, they checked the swing. He did not go on appeal to first. Rock Ballou says ball 4. And Sean Manaya has walked the leadoff man. So that will bring up the number 2 hitter, Drake Baldwin. When the Mets saw him last month, he was ice cold until he hit a grand slam in the 9th inning. That was the game where the Braves almost came all the way back. Remember the Mets won the stinking thing 10-9?
I heard.
Well, here is Drake Baldwin, left-hand batter. And the first pitch to him, a fastball in for a called strike, 0-1. Got off to a slow start, as sophomores often do after winning the Rookie of the Year last year. But he's up to 276 now with 20 homers and 56 runs batted in. 0-1 the count. Manaya holds the set. And the pitch. Way outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Look at the Mets' defensive alignment. Brought to you by Orland & Cohen Orthopedic Group, ranked number 1 in New York by Castle Connolly. They've got specialists for that. First to pick up the 1-1 to Baldwin. Outfield straight up against him. And the pitch fouled back over the screen and into the seats downstairs behind the third base dugout. And it's 1-2. Mets have Young at first, Beatty at second. Semien not going to play both games after the recent time on the IL because of the hip. Lindor at short, Beatty at third. 1-2 to Baldwin. Swinging a slow hit, roller to second, waiting on it, Beatty. He's got it, backhands to second, 1. Lindor to first, double play. Boy, Drake Baldwin, not a fast man going down the line. Most of the time, that ball would have simply been hit too softly to even consider turning 2. But Beatty, Lindor, and then over to Young, and they complete the 4-6-3. And just like that, 2 out, nobody on.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was watching Beatty to see how far he would go in to get that ball because it wasn't getting out there fast enough, but it turned out to be just fast enough.
So with 2 away, here's Matt Olson. Left-hand batter, swings and misses at a sweeper, 0-1. Mets going with Taylor, Ewing, and Benj. Left to right in the outfield. And Francisco Alvarez behind the plate. Just getting started, 2 out, nobody on. 0-1 to Olson. Nicks the inside corner, a fastball, 0-2. Matt with 27 home runs, tied with C.J. Abrams for 4th in the National League. Batting .264 overall, 63 runs batted in. Outfield pretty much straight up against him. There's the 0-2. And a sweeper down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bichette against the left-handed hitter. A mile off the line at third. He's almost halfway down to second. 1-2 to Olson. Manaya staring in. Right leg kick deals. Swung on and fouled into the mid of Alvarez. Strike 3. Got him with a fastball, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. A walk, a double play. Nobody left. Middle of the first. Braves nothing. Mets coming up on Odyssey. Mets Radio. Powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads. And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk, just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page. We use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed up.
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Atlanta is currently trading at 7% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $1,200 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. Download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18+ only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination.
We go to the last of the first inning. Braves did not score in the top half against Sean Mania. And now here is the moment A.J. Smith-Sauber has been waiting for since last May 29th. His first pitch in the big leagues this year to A.J. Ewing, and it's inside for ball one. May 29th, 2025. Last time Smith-Sauber was on a big league mound. He had Tommy John surgery shortly thereafter. The 1-0 on the way, hit on the ground to third, under the glove of Riley, who tried to backhand it into short left field, and Ewing is aboard. Then the ball is overrun briefly by Eli White, who's got to reach back for it, and Ewing is aboard. That should be and is scored an error against third baseman Austin Riley.
If you go back to even Monday's game, remember Tyrone Taylor hit a ball to Riley at deep third that he played on a hop and ate him up and went behind him. They called that one a hit. This one called an error, but that's two plays that you go, hey, he's made those kind of plays before, and he was certainly playing in, waiting for a ball hit just like that.
Now, Smith-Sauber didn't need that for two reasons, one of which is just psychological. First pitch to a hot hitter, Lindor, down and in, ball one. But you get the feeling that every pitch that he throws is going to be precious today because of the fact that, well, it is a split doubleheader, but more to the point, it is his first start in the big league since last May, and they're going to be careful with him. 1-0 to Lindor. The pitch upstairs with a split. 2 balls and no strikes. And he's facing a hot hitter now in Francisco Lindor, who over his last 11 games has hit .318 with 4 homers, 13 RBIs, and he drove in 6 of those runs on Monday night. The 2-0. Fastball right at the top of the zone on the inside corner. Called strike. And it's 2-1 to Lindor, who's batting .233 overall. 8 homers and 23 runs batted in. Smith-Sauber's 2-1. Swung on, hit high in the air to center and deep. Back goes Harris onto the track in front of the wall. He makes the one-hand catch just to the left of the 408 mark, and Ewing trots back to first.
Just looking at Lindor's body language, he ran through first into shallow right field. I think off the bat, it felt good. He looked up, he watched it. Everyone goes to that little corner of the scoreboard. They see, okay, 104 exit velocity. He thought he had it, but it just stayed in the park.
One long out, though, and it'll bring up Bo Bichette, the third baseman, batting .261 with 10 homers and 53 RBIs. First pitch to the right-hand batter. Fastball in for a called strike, 0-1. Bichette has pulverized the Braves in the 8 games he's played against them this year. He's gone 17 for 35. That's a .486 average with 11 RBIs. Mets have won 5 of the 8 against Atlanta. Throw to first. Ewing is back standing. Defensively, the Braves have Olsen at first, Albies at second, Dubon at short, and Riley at third. White, Harris, Acuna, left to right in the outfield. Joey Bart catching the 16th big league start of Smith-Sauber. Ewing's running. Pitch taken up high, throw down to second by Bart, not nearly in time. It was way high, and sliding in with a stolen base is A.J. Ewing. And so Ewing has his 13th steal of the year.
Now Bart has had a tough time this year. He has caught 6 of now 36. So a lot of success against Joey Bart as a runner.
Runner in scoring position for the Mets with 1 out in this scoreless game in the first. The 1-1 to Bo. Swing and a foul back to the screen. A fastball, it's 1-2. And that fastball up there at 98 miles an hour. So as so many pitchers, not all of them now, but as so many have done, after Tommy John, they rediscover their velocity. Some even gain a mile or 2 per hour. But there are others. 1-2 to Bichette. Low outside, 2-2. Most recent example of one who just never really did come back from it and lost mileage is old friend Noah Syndergaard. For a while, Noah was as imposing a pitcher as there was in the game, but he had Tommy John and just never got it back together. 2-2 pitch, line softly to left, on comes White, he slides forward. Did he trap it or catch it? Caught, according to the third base umpire, Ron Culpa. Ewing holds on at second, 2 men away.
A great catch by White. I was watching because I was wondering why Ewing wasn't going. I thought this was going to fall in. I think we all kind of thought it was going to fall in, but Ewing read it perfectly. He didn't want to get too far off the bag because he doesn't want to get doubled up. And White came in, extended that glove, and just caught it before that ball was going to hit the grass.
So that will bring up Carson Benj, the cleanup hitter, batting .258, 11 homers, 40 RBIs. First pitch to him, fastball in for a called strike, 0-1. Umpires line up from RWJ Barnabas Health, official partner of Odyssey Mets Radio. Visit rwjbh.org. Scott Barry calling the balls and strikes this afternoon. The 0-1, way inside the bench, a fastball at 99, and it's 1-1. Brock Catbaloo is at first. Tom Hanahan at second. The crew chief, Ron Culpa, the umpire at third. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Ewing at second, 2 out here in the first. 1-1 to Benj. Foul back to the screen. A fastball right in on the hands, and it's 1-2. So nothing but fastball so far against Benj from A.J. Smith-Sauber, who was the 217th player chosen overall in the draft of 5 years ago. They don't often make it to the big leagues. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a broken bat, roller to second. Waiting on it, Albies. He's got it and throws to first in time. Side retired. And Smith-Shawver had to duck away from that incoming lumber. So in the first, the Mets no runs, no hits, an error, and 1 left. And at the end of 1, it's the Braves nothing, the Mets nothing on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Some cars.
In this business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first bid to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for commercial contractors ready to stop operating and start automating. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Think you know how the second half of baseball plays out? Put your predictions to work on Polymarket, the world's largest prediction market.
Official partner of Major League Baseball.
Who wins the division?
Who's buying at the trade deadline?
Who takes home the Cy Young? And
who's still standing in October?
Trade against other fans, not
Second inning, Mets and Braves scoreless. Ozzie Albies, the switch hitting second baseman, leads off and takes a fastball outside for ball one. Albies batting at .262, 18 home runs, one of them in game one of this series. The 1-0 pulled hard towards third, backhanded behind the bag by Bichette. A one-hop throw from the edge of the outfield. Grass is in time to get Albies, and there's one man away. Nicely done by Bo Bichette, who has been fabulous defensively at third base after about the first month of the season. He needed that time to get acclimated, moving over from shortstop. So one man away, and it'll bring up Michael Harris II. Left-hand batter hitting .298. These days, that gets you into the top 10. First pitch taken low outside, a fastball for ball one. Harris is 6th in the National League in hitting. 1-0 the count. Now the pitch. Fastball in for a called strike, 1-1. Miami's Otto Lopez is at .328. That leads the National League. I wonder what the Marlins are going to do now. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss at a sweeper. And the count 1-2. For a while, it looked like, they might have to be, if not all in, because they rarely are, but at least somewhat aggressive at the deadline. They were over 500. They were actually making a move on Atlanta. Remember, the Braves were struggling last month. But then the Marlins went and lost 12 in a row, but now they've won 2 straight. 1-2 is taken outside, and it's 2-2 to Michael Harris Jr. So the Marlins are back at 500 now, and just 2 games out of the third wild card spot. 2-2 pitch. Harris takes the fastball down and in, 3-2. And if I'm a fan of the Marlins and I've been waiting for a team that could contend deep into the season, you got to hold on to Sandy Alcantara, right? You got to hold on to Lopez, right? 3-2 pitch on the way, reached for and popped up foul. That's going to hook into the seats down the right field line. And it's 3-2 because we've seen Lopez's name pop up in trade rumors lately. C.J. Abrams of the Nationals having a great year. Under control for another couple. Why is he in trade rumors? Does anybody want to win? Here's the payoff pitch. A little bit low, ball 4, and Michael Harris Jr. has, or the second anyway, has drawn, the second walk of the game, allowed by Minaya. Comes with one out in the second, and will bring up Mauricio. I ain't turning around for anybody, Dubon.
Yeah, he fooled me the other night with that Tyrone Taylor ball that I thought was going to go, deep in the seats in left field, and he turned his hips back like Harrison Bader used to do. I thought he was lining up the catch, and it wasn't even close.
Well, here's Dubon. He fouls the first pitch straight back, 0-1. It goes into the second deck to the right of home plate. He did that a couple of times, and particularly when you had Connor Thomas, the young left-hander, clearly struggling, who predictably was sent back down after the game. Show him a little courtesy. Turn around at least. Go one stride back. The 0-1 fouled back to the screen, 0-2. I asked Ron Darling about that before the game. I said, how would you react as a pitcher to something like that? He said, not well. He said, it's really the equivalent of a pitcher throwing his arms up in disgust if a fielder doesn't make a play behind him. 0-2 to Dubon. Outfielder round towards right against the right-hand hitter. Throw to first. A high throw gets away from Young. Goes into foul territory down the right field line a bit. Going to second and putting on the brakes there is Harris. And so that will be an error for sure on Sean Minaya. And the Braves have a runner in scoring position with one out.
Well, it was Manaya's move where he's not looking at the first baseman. He lifts his leg and fires over there. So for Jared Young, he knows that. He's got to be ready for it. And it's just a poor throw. It had nothing to do with Young being ready or not for the throw. It went to Young's right. That's why to reach over the runner diving in and step over him, and he still couldn't get to it.
0-2 to Dubon. Minaya comes set. Harris leads from second. The pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball, slowly hit to first. Up with it is Young. He's going to run to the bag in plenty of time to beat Dubon, and Harris goes to third. And there are 2 men away. Speaking of guys either not being ready or looking like they were ready at first base, did you see what went on with Dean Kramer of the Orioles and Pete Alonso at first base the other day? Kramer made a throw over there, and Pete was slow to react. It didn't look like he was necessarily expecting the throw. And Kramer, they had a TV close-up that left no mystery, was clearly saying to Pete, Can you see? Did you see the ball? And Pete looked a little miffed by that. Here's Riley. First pitch fastball in for a called strike, 0-1.
Sometimes it's, from my angle and the view, can you see the ball out of the crowd? But Pete did not look like he took too kindly to that question in the middle of the game.
No. 0-1 to Riley. Hit foul back to the screen. It's 0-2. By the way, when Matt Olson struck out to end the top of the first, it was Minaya and the Mets' first strikeout of the game, brought to you by Weichert Realtors. Don't settle for a good agent. Go for a great one at Weichert.com.
I didn't see the exact score when that happened, but Baltimore ended up losing that game 14-0 yesterday.
One of those days. 0-2 to Riley. Minaya deals. Swung on and missed, strike three. Threw a fastball by him at 94, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, an error, one left. Middle of the second. Braves nothing, Mets nothing on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk, just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page. We use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed a...
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Atlanta is currently trading at 7% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $1,200 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. Download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18+ only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo.
Last of the second inning, Mets and Braves are scoreless. Jared Young leads off against A.J. Smith-Shawver. And the first pitch fastball just missed inside, ball one. Young batting at .250 with 7 homers, 19 runs batted in. Jorge Polanco on deck, and then the smoking hot Tyrone Taylor. Here's the 1-0. Fastball nicks the inside edge. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Smith-Shawver has pitched parts of 3 prior seasons before needing the Tommy John last year. The 1-1 breaking ball is high and tight, a curve, and it's 2-1. In 16 big league games before today, he's gone 4-2 with a 3.77 earned run average. Occasionally can be wild. The 2-1 is upstairs, 3-1. And that's certainly not uncommon for a lot of young pitchers in particular who throw as hard as Smith-Shawver does. Up at 98, 99 in this game already. 3-1 pitch, way upstairs, ball 4. So the Mets for the second straight inning have the leadoff man on. In the first, A.J. Ewing reached on an error by Riley. Now it's a walk to Young, and it'll bring up Jorge Polanco. So the Mets' first walk of the game, brought to you by Emu Health, official pediatric dental partner of the New York Mets radio network. Emu Health, move forward. Here is Polanco trying to salvage something in the last couple of months of his first Mets season. Takes a curveball for a called strike. It's 0-1. Batting just a $149 with a homer and 4 runs batted in. He's had only 94 at-bats because of all that time he missed with the wrist and ankle injuries. The 0-1 swung on and fouled, straight back out of play. And the count 0-2. Scoreboard update sponsored by Nissan. Every Nissan's designed for people who refuse to settle for less. Visit NissanUSA.com or your local dealer. Well, as we were singing the recent, and I mean last couple of days, praises of the Marlins, they fell behind the Phillies 6-0. 0-2 to Polanco, fouled straight back, so it's still 0-2. However, Marlins making a move now. That game has gone to the top of the 6th in Miami. They've cut the lead in half. It's 6-3 Phillies. Trey Turner's hit his 15th home run for Philadelphia. Throw to first. Diving back in is Polanco. Diamondbacks lead the Pirates 2-0 as they play the top of the 5th in Pittsburgh. Gabriel Moreno with a 2-run homer. Arizona leading Pittsburgh and Washington by a game for the final wild card spot. 0-2 to Polanco is on the inside corner. Strike 3 call. There was a split with a lot of movement moving in towards the left-hand batter. Polanco a switch hitter, but rather than challenge, he trudges back to the dugout. Smith-Shawver has his first strikeout.
I'm just looking at StatCast. It looked like from the naked eye it was inside, but it just nicked the edge. So it's a good no challenge there from Polanco. But he looked perplexed as if he wanted to challenge that.
Here is Tyrone Taylor, and he's never had a run like this. First pitch to the right-hand batter, fastball high and away, ball 1. He's had 6 home runs in his last 15 games. That's the most he's had in any 15-game stretch of his career. But you add a few games onto that since he came off the IL, and just listen to what he's done. That wasn't impressive enough. The 1-0 foul back to the screen, 1-1. He's hitting .410 with a .974 OPS and 6 home runs altogether. Homering in back-to-back games now and wondering if all he's doing by hitting those home runs is writing his ticket elsewhere with the trade deadline coming up Monday. The 1-1 on the outside corner, a fastball, 1-2. Speaking selfishly, as one who gets to mingle with the players, as Keith does, Pat does, everybody who does this for a living does. Man, I would hate to lose his smiling face from this clubhouse. He's a terrific guy, Tyrone Taylor. 1-2 pitch taken outside, 2-2.
Yeah, you just get that feeling too that it's time and the business calls, you're going to go. And the thing about the clubhouse is that when these guys are called elsewhere, it's a go get them kind of thing. Go on a big run with whoever you end up going to help out.
Yeah, because ultimately they're doing you a bit of a favor. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, punched foul into the seats downstairs, into the Hyundai Club to the right of home plate. Those players who figure to be on the move are going to move most of the time from non-contenders to real contenders. So they can be rejuvenated by deals like that. But, man, I hope Tyrone stays. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed strike 3. Got him with a fastball. 2 men away as we come to you live from the Bob Murphy broadcast booth. Proudly presented by Bigelow Tea. Bigelow Tea, grab a mug and tea proudly. So with 2 out, Young still at first, Brett Beatty will be the batter. And if you're the Mets, selfishly, we'd love to see him stay. But Mets want to get something from these guys who are eligible for free agency at the end of the year. Tyrone's one of them. So here's Beatty, takes a curveball high for ball 1. Brett playing second base this afternoon, batting .222 with 6 homers, 33 runs batted in. Mets and Braves scoreless, 2 out. Last of the second, Jared Young, the runner at first. And the 1-0. Swung on and fouled straight back out of play. That evens the count. Again, the trade deadline will be next Monday, 5 days from now. What is it, 6 p.m. Eastern?
6 p.m. Eastern. Mets will be off that day.
David Stearns won't.
That's right.
He's not off now, but that cell phone will really be put to the test. 1-1 on the way. Pulled hard and foul off the facing of the Mets dugout on the first base side, and it's 1-2.
Leaving for Cleveland on Sunday with the off day Monday, you wonder how many guys are kind of told, hey, you don't have to get on the plane if you don't want to.
It's going to be interesting, right? Off day will be in Pittsburgh.
Cleveland.
Here's the 1-2 to Beatty. Reached for and popped in the air to shallow center, moving in Harris, and he makes the catch to retire the side right. Mets will go from Cleveland to Pittsburgh after that series beginning next Tuesday. So in the second for New York, no runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. And at the end of 2, It's the Braves nothing, the Mets nothing on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
When
Service Titan is the only fully integrated AI that automates your entire workflow. Born in the trades, built for commercial contractors ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Think you know how the second half of baseball plays out? Put your predictions to work on Polymarket, the world's largest prediction market.
An official partner of Major League Baseball.
Who wins the division?
Who's buying at the trade deadline?
Who takes home the Cy Young? And
who's still standing in October?
Trade against other fans, not the house on Polymarket. From the trade deadline to the World Series, every game matters. Trade on Polymarket. Download the Polymarket app and use promo code BLAZE to unlock 50.
We go to the third inning in the afternoon portion of our day-night doubleheader. The Mets and the Braves are scoreless. And Sean Manaea will face a guy who gave him some trouble last time they saw each other, at least here at Citi Field, Eli White.
Yeah, Eli White has some really great numbers against Manaea. First pitch to the righty. Right down the middle, went right after him with a fastball. The count 0-1. Lifetime, White, 4 hits in 7 at-bats. So the 4 hits, a double and 2 homers. 0-1. Popped up, fouled out of play over the first base dugout. Count 0-2. And once again, Manaea going right back at Eli White, who in 65 games this year, playing left field today, hitting .219 with a .671 OPS. 0-2, drilled foul to the right and out of play. It stays 0-2. And that is certainly why it is surprising that White has had not just hits against Manaea, but the slug, the thump type hits with those full season numbers. 0-2 again. Fouled back again. 4 straight fastballs. For Manaea so far, 2 walks but 2 strikeouts. Got a double play ball in the first inning. And then an error put a runner in scoring position, but he left that man stranded in the second. No score in the third. Manaea turns his hip, steals home. Launched foul to the right again. 5 pitches here. It's still 0-2 on the tall and slender Eli White. Followed by Joey Bart, the catcher, and then Acuna at the top. The Braves go 8-9-1. For Manaea, this will be his 35th pitch. Is in good shape. Pitch count is low. Another 0-2. Sweeper missed low. Check swing, looked at first, but no swing, says Brock Ballou. And it's a ball and 2 strikes on Eli White. That fastball from Manaea has touched 93. We've seen 94 at times today. Making his 9th start of the year. 1-2. Line towards short, past the lunging Lindor, and a base hit going into left field. Another hit for Eli White against Sean Manaea. He is now 5 for 8, and that was a little old single, but a hard hit single, and especially when Manaea got to 2 strikes right away. So White back on the bases. The Braves now for a 3rd consecutive inning have somebody on, and now the catcher, Joey Bart, coming up. Now's the perfect time to get a Peerless Boiler. Don't wait. Go to PeerlessBoilers.com for more information and an installer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers. Pitch. Bart takes a little bit high with a fastball. That's 1 ball and no strikes. The Braves have that great ability to do what the Mets have done at times, which is put both catchers in the lineup. They've got Baldwin hitting as the DH today. 1-0. Bart pops it up. Shallow left center. Taylor and Ewing racing in. It is Taylor and Ewing that come together, but it drops, and it's a base hit. So that puts White at second base. Bart is on with a bloop single. It's hard for both those guys to not get to anything, Taylor and Ewing. And it was up there. It was certainly further behind Lindor. He really didn't have a chance to go out for it. But a bloop hit.
They both were playing deep and had to charge in. And that ball was just up there long enough so that you assume one of them was going to get there, but they did not.
Taylor, Ewing, and Benj in the outfield, as athletic as it gets for the Mets today, but 2 are on with nobody out, top 3, and here's Acuna. So the table is set for the top of the order. Manaya's pitch, fouled straight back. Count 0-1. And Baldwin, we mentioned, the other catcher, is on deck, followed by Matt Olson. So the test is there for Manaya, trying to pass it here. Beatty is up the middle, trying to keep that runner close, trying to turn another double play. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball to the outside corner at 93 miles an hour. The high-speed pitch is sponsored by Spectrum Fiber-powered internet, the most reliable internet you can count on. Acuna walked his first time and then was erased on that double play. Manaya ready. 0-2. Up high. Missed with another heater. Now ball and 2 strikes. The velocity has been better for Manaya. Spring training it was 87, then he got it up to 88, and then to break out of the bullpen life and back to a starter, he has sat at 91. Today, 92, 93, 94. 1-2. Lifted in the air to right. Benj freezes. Now works his way in and toward the line. Lines it up, makes the catch, and everybody holds at first and second. So Manaya gets ahead of Acuna and puts him away with a fly out. First and second for Atlanta, no score. And the line moves to Drake Baldwin. And I say all that about Manaya because, as we have heard, the Mets are pretty much listening on everybody. Doesn't mean they're going to act on everybody and trade everybody away. But one theme that we have heard about is that the Mets are not going to, or they have at least said behind closed doors, they're not going to pay down salary to move guys. And Manaya would be somebody on that list. He's not a free agent after this year. In fact, he's owed $25 million next year. Pitch to Baldwin. The lefty swings over a sweeper. Count 0-1. Now, teams will call, and David Stearns even in the past has always said, people call about everybody just to see what's the price tag look like. First and second, Manaya holds the set. Slide step, pitch. Chopper to second, could be 2. Beatty's got it. Backhand flip for 1. Lindor to first, double play. They've doubled up Baldwin yet again. It was first and second and nobody out, and Sean Manaya tap dances his way through again. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. 2.5 gone by, no score at Citi Field. Mets and Braves on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
New York. Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk. Just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page. We use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed up.
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Atlanta is currently trading at 7% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $1,200 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. Download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18+ only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Even contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo.
Back at Citi Field, the sun is shining. Those puffy white clouds out in the distance. Much better than it looked last night when we got washed out. We are set up for a pair today at Citi Field. Nightcap coming up at 7:10. That'll feature Chris Sale for the Braves against Christian Scott. But right here we've got Manaea versus Smith-Shawver. No score as we go bottom 3. Both starters have had some base runners allowed, but both have gotten out of any kind of problems. And so for the Mets, it'll be Alvarez and then the top with Ewing and Lindor against the righty Smith-Shawver. He's wearing kind of an aqua blue teal kind of color glove against the backdrop of that gray Atlanta jersey. First pitch to Alvarez. Strike pierces the outside corner at 97. Count 0-1. Alvarez batting at .262, 12 homers and 36 RBIs. He's in the DH spot on Monday, batting 5th. Today, batting 9th against the righty. Here's the 0-1. Hits the outside corner again. That was 96, and it's 0-2. Alvarez was actually on 4 times. He walked 3 times. He's on base at .341. He's really having a nice year. Numbers look good. 0-2. Missed outside, a breaking ball. That's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he's gotten better and better. Last 24 games, 7 of the 12 homers and a .951 OPS. Smith-Shawver's 1-2. Strike 3 call. Dropped in a splitter over the top portion of the outside corner. Pretty nasty pitch. That was a ball and then a strike. The third strikeout for Smith-Shawver, who puts Alvarez away to begin this 3rd inning. And back at the top now for a different A.J. That is A.J. Ewing. Ewing reached on an error and then stole a bag. That was part of the Mets' ability to try to get something going. They don't have a hit yet, but they have the error, the walk. First pitch here. Up and in the lefty for ball 1. It seems like I'm walking through Macy's here because Madge is walking through with a jersey. And he's got dangling in front of me. I've got a giveaway jersey here. 1-0. Breaking ball in for a strike, 1-1. A lot of people love that Carlos Beltran jersey they gave away on Monday. They said it was pretty good quality. And I've got another nice one here. The 1986 retro jersey for Sunday. 1-1. Misses outside. Ball 2. First 15,000 fans at the game will get this 1986 retro jersey. Compliments of Canon. For tickets, go to Mets.com/tickets. 2-1 is hit hard up the middle. Base hit going into center field. A.J. Ewing with the first Mets hit of the game. Now he is on base. And that hit is brought to you by Hudson Honda, where bad credit is no problem. Get approved fast and hit the road. Visit HudsonHonda.com today. What do you think, Howie? They've got this 86 Champions pinstripe uniform with the piping of the blue and orange down the sleeve. This is classic right here.
It's got the Bat Boys number on it because back in 86, the Bat Boys and the Ball Boys just wore 86 on the back of their jerseys.
Huh. I would never have known that. There's Lindor batting left. No score in the 3rd. Pitch. Down the middle for a strike. And the count 0-1. Now, this is the home white, of course. We have seen lately the last few years that blue retro-looking alternate the Mets have introduced. But these were cool. Little V-neck, too. Time called as Smith-Shawver was about to deliver his pitch. I think that was Lindor sneaking that timeout in.
Racing stripes.
Yes. Very cool look. Now Lindor wearing the 2026 home white. With just the blue pinstripe, nothing around the collar, nothing down the sleeves. Except, of course, that New York Mets patch and the New York Presbyterian logo on the other sleeve. Ewing off first, a threat to run. There he goes. 0-1 pitch, taken high, throw down from Bart. Not in time, another one. A.J. Ewing has stolen twice against Joey Bart and A.J. Smith-Shawver. He is 2 for 2 today. He is 14 out of 20. And most importantly for the Mets, he's in scoring position with 1 out. Lindor has a 1-1 count. Flew out to center field his first time on a ball he thought he hit out. 1-1. At the top of the zone, called strike with a splitter, and it's 1-2. Baseball Savant, it's got a lot of great numbers and data on there if you play that game. They said that Lindor fly out to center in the first inning would have been a home run in 12 of 30 ballparks. Unfortunately, it was here, so it was a fly out. 1-2, grounded foul outside of first. And it stays a ball and 2 strikes.
And again, the catch was made to the left of the 408 mark. I mean, it's not like we're playing in Yellowstone Park here. They've moved the fences in ever since it kind of was Yellowstone Park when it opened in 09. But all right, so you flew out to the left of straightaway center. That's the way it works.
Infield back around to the right. The 1-2. Popped up shallow center. This is not going to test any ballpark. Harris cutting over to the gap in right center. Makes the catch. Sunglasses on. And heaves it in. So Lindor, who has been hot as can be, has flown out twice with Ewing at second.
There was a great commercial, Keith, when Mike Piazza was playing for the Mets about how every New Yorker has an opinion. And it's got Mike walking down the street, and the cabbie recognizes him and yells, "Hey, Mike, how far is it to left field?" He goes, 338. "How far is it to center?" 410. Cabbie goes, "Well, hit it to left field."
There's Bo Bichette trying to knock in Ewing. No score, bottom 3, 2 outs. First pitch, misses up high with a splitter. And it's 1 ball and no strikes for Bichette. Good numbers against Atlanta, how he gave them to you before. 17 now for 36. Coming down from the high of 486 with that fly out to left field in the first inning. Smith-Shawver's pitch. Hit hard towards short. Clubbed on 1 hop, though, by Dubon. Sets, throws, gets Bichette, and quickly ends the inning. 1 out single by Ewing. He steals second, but he's stranded. And we go to the 4th. No score at Citi Field, Mets and Braves on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra. Let's go, Mets!
Service Titan is the only fully integrated AI that automates your entire workflow. Born in the trades, built for commercial contractors, ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Think you know how the second half of baseball plays out? Put your predictions to work on Polymarket, the world's largest prediction market.
An official partner of Major League Baseball.
Who wins the division?
Who's buying at the trade deadline?
Who takes home the Cy Young? And
who's still standing in October?
Trade against other fans, not the house on Polymarket. From the trade deadline to the World Series, every game matters. Trade on Polymarket. Download the Polymarket app and use promo code BLAZE to unlock $50 free for your first trade.
4th inning is brought to you by Cars for Kids, 877-CARS-4-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. There's also the Newsday inning, and Dave Lennon is here for the double dip. No score in this 4th inning. Matt Olson leading off. Sean Manaea so far so good. Couple of double play balls. Pitch to Olson. Pumped across the outside corner for a called strike. Dave, good to have you. I know that you are a top writer at Newsday, full-time.
Thank you.
I'm sure today you wish you were hourly. Here's the 0-1. Olson takes outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. But this is what, your 3rd doubleheader in the last 2 weeks?
Last week, okay. I think. If you go with the Yankees, they had 2 in 3 days on the last homestand.
1-1. Olson fouls it back, and the count 1-2. For Manaea, he's got Olson, Albies, and Harris here, 3, 4, and 5. On this bright, beautiful, sunny day. Infield back around to the right. Olson has struck out today. Manaea, deep breath, high kick, 1-2. Powered high in the air, left field, toward the line. Taylor over, looking for room, and it's foul in the seats, angling out of play. That stays a ball and 2 strikes on Olson. So obviously trades, and more trades here, Dave, as we set the table for Monday's deadline. The Mets got news yesterday, and they saw, of course, even though it was raining here. It was not raining in Florida. Clay Holmes able to go 4 innings, 60 pitches on rehab. 1-2. Strike 3 called outside corner. Olson raises his hand and double flinches, doesn't tap his helmet. He takes outside for strike. So take it on the outside corner, I should say, for strike 3 and wanted a challenge. But there is one away. Clay Holmes, he's not here. He's not in front of everybody's faces. But there were a lot of scouts there yesterday to look at him.
Yeah, and I think at 60 pitches now, his next start is going to be in the major leagues. And I would highly doubt it's going to be with the Mets.
Here's Albies batting right. First pitch swinging, lifts a high fly to left center. Back toward the track goes Ewing, makes the catch, center of the track for the second out.
Hurry up, Dave. What do you got?
I know, I was going to say.
We're flying here.
And there's a couple reasons for that. Obviously,
we got game two.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever we don't get in now, we can get in, what, 6 hours from now, 7 hours from now?
Yeah,
I think for a couple reasons with Holmes. I think for one, you don't want to send him out of the chance of risking anything for him health-wise. And two, his next start is going to be helpful to a contender.
Pitch to Harris batting left. Takes outside. No challenge. That's 1 ball and no strikes. No score in this 4th inning. Mets and Braves. Harris has walked and has been stranded. Here's the 1-0. In for a strike, 1-1.
One other thing that interests me about the deadline, and this does involve Holmes, is I wonder how much the Yankees could be involved in some of the machinations here. Luke Weaver is somebody that would benefit them greatly.
1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think right-handed hitting outfielder.
I was just going to get to that too, with Tyrone Taylor. Lewis Robert Jr.
Right.
With the health problems they have, I don't know if they want to roll the dice there.
2-1 is chopped foul behind home plate, 2-2. I mean, they gave up a lot to get Soto, including some young pitching, Randy Vasquez, Johnny Brito, Michael King, of course.
Yeah, they emptied their system for that.
They've got a lot of prize pieces in there, and if you trade 2 to them, I know it's trading with the Yankees, but you can get a lot back. 2-2 to Harris is fouled back, and it stays 2-2. We were talking about this the other day. Do you think it matters trading with the Yankees if you're the Mets right now?
It does. I think so. I wonder, perception-wise, I think it does matter to the fans.
2-2. Harris cracks the ball to deep right field. Bench going back onto the track, has room, makes the catch in front of the bullpen, and that retires the side. We are double dipping with Dave Lennon today of Newsday. We'll see you later.
More food for thought in a few hours. I'll see you.
Bottom of the 4th next. No score. Mets and Braves on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk, just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page, we use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed up.
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Atlanta is currently trading at 7% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $1,200 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. Download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18+ only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound.
Carson Bench leads off the bottom of the 4th for the Mets. No score against Atlanta. First pitch is grounded up the middle. Base hit to the right of second base, going into center field. So first pitch swinging. Carson Bench redirects an A.J. Smith-Shawver pitch right back up the box. And once again, the Mets have another base runner. They've had somebody on in every single inning this afternoon. Of course, nothing to show for it. That's just their second hit. They've also had a walk. They've reached on error. Jared Young, who drew a walk in the second inning, coming up from the left side. Smith-Shawver at 50 pitches. Holds his set, tilts his head, deals. Misses low with a split. That's 1 ball and no strikes. What we do not know officially yet is how far the Braves are willing to go with Smith Shawver in his first start back from Tommy John. His first big league game in 426 days. 1-0. Young sends a high fly, deep center field. Harris drifting back toward the track, makes the catch right at the edge of the grass, and then fires in as Benj bolted halfway to second and goes back.
Well, he is one graceful outfielder, Michael Harris Jr. at the second, isn't he?
He really is.
The way he went back on that ball was just beautiful to watch. He's that graceful.
He's been good. Having another career year at the plate, but people do forget about that great defense. And now Polanco, no score, bottom 4, switch hitter batting left. Polanco struck out on the splitter his first time. Infield around to the right against the lefty. Throw to first and Benj back in. Jorge Polanco, who just flew out, was in our 5th batter spotlight, brought to you by Key Food. Look for all your favorite products at your local Key Food. Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Polanco batting 147 in 26 games. Pitch, that's low. That's 1 ball and no strikes. And Jorge, we've only seen him again for a handful of games this year, but we've noticed that he wears his pants with his back left pocket pulled inside out, which is a look. Some guys do that. I think Acuna does that too. But that's on purpose. Runner goes, pitch is ripped foul to the right in front of the very scared and Gilbert Gomez, and I wouldn't blame him because Gilbert is the first base coach for the Mets, who had to jump backward and hold his hands up by his chest.
Almost turned him into Jill.
1-1 on Polanco. You know, Polanco, that pocket, there was a play, I think it was last year, a couple of years ago, where he was trying to beat out a ground ball. There's the 1-1. Way inside, 2 balls and a strike. And he grounds out, but the throw to first to get him was off the bag. So whoever's playing first base jumps off the bag and then goes to swipe tag him and misses his body, but it hit the pocket. And they went to review, and they said the pocket counts. You're out. But he keeps the pocket inside out. 1-0 is pulled foul down the first base line. And count 2-2. One of those that I've always wondered. He figured, doesn't he realize his pocket is inside out? But the kids, that's a look. It's a look he's going for. Tyrone Taylor on deck. 1 out, bottom 4, no score. Runner at first. Smith Shawver set. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Splitter puts him away, and down he goes for the second time on that exact pitch. First time looking, this time swinging. And Tyrone Taylor coming up. Scoreboard update brought to you by the New York Lottery. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That game in Miami is now 6-4 Philadelphia. Bottom of the 7th. Heriberto Hernandez, who hit a grand slam, a walk-off grand slam against the Mets this year, has hit now his 16th home run of the season. Tyrone did not hit a home run his first time, just a strikeout. Benj runs, pitch taken high, Bart's throw down, the tag, the slide, out is the call at second base. That ends the inning for now. Andy Green actually has his hand up. Does he want to challenge this? Braves are leaving the field. And extended still. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and now he's going to say no challenge. So Joey Bart, who they've run on successfully, catches his first man of the day. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Done with 4 at Citi Field. Mets and Braves scoreless on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
When you run a growing home service business, you roll with the punches. More trucks, more techs, more jobs, and suddenly your team is drowning in spreadsheets, manual work, and software that just can't keep up. But there's a better way. Service Titan is the all-in-one system designed to help you scale the right way from day one. There's a reason Service Titan customers increase their revenue by an average of 15% every year. Get the software you can't outgrow. Go to ServiceTitan.com to learn more.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's B-Y-R-N-A, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Think you know how the second half of baseball plays out? Put your predictions to work on Polymarket, the world's largest prediction market.
Official partner of Major League.
To the fifth under sunny skies, Mets and Braves, Howie are scoreless.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. Mauricio Dubon grounded to first his first time against Sean Manaea, right-hand batter, and the first pitch breaking ball. The sweeper is in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Riley on deck, White to follow here in the Atlanta half of the fifth. And again, the sun has broken through the clouds. The 0-1 taken down and in a changeup, and it's 1-1.
Oops, sorry, I thought that might have hit him, but he grabbed the ball and threw it back toward the on-deck circle. The other ball, Dubon was reaching for his shin guard.
Here's the 1-1, way outside with a fastball, 2-1. Dubon from Honduras. Not a whole lot of Major League players or even prospects have come out of Honduras. Here's the 2-1. Reached for and popped up foul, straight back out of play. And it's 2-2 as we come to you live from the Bob Murphy broadcast booth, proudly presented by Bigelow Tea. Bigelow Tea, grab a mug and tea proudly. 2-2 to Dubon. Foul back to the screen. A fastball. This fifth inning is sponsored by Elec 825, building our future. It's been a very effective Sean Manaea today, which is piggybacking on his last start, which was also a very good one against the Dodgers. 2-2 pitch, pop foul again, back into the second deck behind first. So Manaea is starting to come around. Such a struggle for him working out of the bullpen early on. His velocity was way down. 2-2 coming. Curve in the dirt, 3 balls and 2 strikes. I'll put it up as a sweeper, but that looked more like a curveball than a lot of curveballs we've seen. And so a full count now. So if it hasn't been as dramatic a renaissance for Sean as it was a couple of years ago, it's encouraging nonetheless. And now the payoff pitch to Dubon. Swing and a pop foul, first base side. That'll settle into the seats downstairs and out of play. About 10 rows behind the Mets dugout, which will have several different occupants by this time next week, you would think. Of course, at this time next week, the Mets will be on the road. That's a whole other story. 3-2, the count to Dubon.
You see, Curtis Mead went to Boston from Washington, one of the first trade pieces. In his first game with the Red Sox, got hit by a pitch, broke his wrist.
Payoff pitch, and on the ground to third, to his left, Bichette gets a big hop. Sidearms to first in time, and Dubon is out, 1 away.
I don't think I've seen the timeline yet, but it's anytime you break anything, it's going to be at least weeks. So that's brutal news for a team that is, you're out there, you take a risk, you make a move, and day one, the guy you trade for gets hurt.
So they're right back in the market. They gave away, Connor Early was a significant enough piece to trade. So here's Riley, and he takes a sweeper for a called strike, 0-1. So if they've got to try to replace Mead, it's going to come at a very steep cost. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. And a pitch out away, and it's 0-2. Back in 2000, Ray Ordonez had gotten hurt. Then the Mets got Mike Bordick, and I think he got hurt shortly thereafter. The 0-2 to Riley swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got him with a fastball. 4 strikeouts for Manaea. 2 men away. Eli White coming up. So, if I remember right, Ordonez was down. They get Bordick. He goes down. They went out and they got Kurt Abbott. Sometimes that happens where you've got to make a move to replace the guy for whom you made the move. Certainly not in anybody's playbook. Here is White. First pitch to the right-hand batter. It's a breaking ball low inside, ball 1. 4 strikeouts for Manaea, who has walked 2. Mets and Braves scoreless. 2 out, nobody on in the 5th. The 1-0 fastball, a little bit high. So it's 2-0 to the number 8 hitter with Joey Bart waiting on deck. The only other Honduran-born, we're talking about Dubon earlier, major leaguer, briefly a former Met. 2-0 to White. Fastball outside, ball 3. Sadly, the late Gerald Young passed away a few years ago. Dubon has played in 127 more big league games than Young did. Called strike on the outside corner to White, and it's 3-1. Each team, no hits, 2 runs, 1 error. Simple as that. 3-1 pitch, swing and a foul, rolling to the backstop. And a full count now on White. Every time I say that name, I think of Phil Rizzuto. Hey, White! Guy once came out on deck that the Yankees had for a few days. Rizzuto didn't know it. Rizzuto looks on deck. He goes, "Hey, White, when did we get this guy?" Payoff pitch to White. A little roller toward short. Lindor charging, reaches down to glove, throws on the run. Safe, the call at first. And again, the Mets will put a hold on to see if it's worth a challenge. To the naked eye, it looked like White did beat it. And if so, he'll be 2 for 2 and 6 for 9 with a couple of homers against Manaea. No challenge, and it is an infield hit.
I figured the ball off the bat, it's an out right there. Manaea actually doubled over with his hands on his knees, watching very closely to see what was going to happen here because he realized it was hit a lot slower than it looked, and it turned out to be slow enough to allow White to just get that foot down as the ball was entering Young's glove. Safe.
So here's Joey Bart, right-hand batter. And Manaea's first pitch. Down and in, it nicked him. It hit him in the foot. So Manaea, who at the bare minimum was just looking to get through the number 9 hitter here. Well, instead, he hits him, and that puts White down to second as a potential tie-breaking run. Bart goes to first, and Ronald Acuna Jr., still trying to get straightened out after coming off the IL, will be next. So Manaea got the first 2. Now he's in a little bit of a pickle here. And Francisco Alvarez walks out in front of home plate. He's staring into the Mets dugout. I don't know, does he have a pitch comm or an equipment issue? I don't think so. Looked at his wrist, then he looked at his left shin guard. All of that just buying a little time to settle Manaea down. But the clock's running. Acuna has walked and flied to right. So good to go. Sean's first pitch, way outside with a sweeper, 1-0. Acuna batting .250 with 7 homers and 22 runs batted in just 200 at-bats. The 1-0 pitch, swinging a drive in the air on the line to left. Going back, Taylor makes the one-hand catch, and that retires the side. No runs, a hit, 2 left. Middle of the 5th, Braves nothing, Mets nothing on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Emu Health.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk, just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page. We use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed up.
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Atlanta is currently trading at 7% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $1,200 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. Download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on on
right field line, hooking foul off the sidewall. Late start for Beatty out of the box, who initially didn't think it had a chance. Here's the 0-1. Lined in the air to left center, hustling over is White. He won't get it. It one hops the wall. In to score is Taylor. Beatty going to third. He'll stop there. Going to second and sliding in safely ahead of the throw. Francisco Alvarez. He has a double and a run batted in. The Mets are leading by a score of 1-0.
That's a good shot by Alvarez. White went over, but he had no chance out of this. One hops the base of the wall. It's a scorcher off the bat. And Jeremy Hefner is going to go out to talk to Smith Shawver, who should be winding down his outing here. I mentioned the numbers earlier in the game. Alvarez has had a nice season. You look up there and you go, okay, good batting average. The OPS is strong, but it felt like maybe lacking the big hit. And right there was an RBI shot for him to get the Mets on the scoreboard.
So the Mets' first run of the game, sponsored by Sloman's. Call or visit acslomans.com for the best pricing on Central AC. And it'll bring up A.J. Ewing. But just to wrap up that little anecdote about Stan Isaacs, he did not like when I would use the baseball idiom to describe a player popping a ball up. I would say that the pitcher popped him up. Here's the pitch. He popped him up. And, you know, Stan said, you can't pop a person up. You pop the ball up. Here's A.J. Ewing, hits a curve in the air to center. On comes Harris, makes the catch. Tagging at third, coming to the plate, Beatty. Throw on one hop, head for a slide, he's safe. Beatty beats the throw from Harris. Alvarez holds at second. Sacrifice fly for A.J. Ewing. The Mets have a 2-0 lead.
It's a strong throw by Harris, but I wonder, Ewing hit this ball more on a line than he did a fly ball, and so Harris did have a chance to square it up, but not as if he was able to, on a high fly, gather his steps, get into momentum. He had to rush over and make the catch to begin with. It's a good low throw, but not quick enough to get Beatty.
What did we say about third time through the order? That's it for A.J. Smith-Shawver. Didier Fuentes has been throwing in the Braves bullpen with the Mets leading 2-0. He'll answer the call to the bullpen. Brought to you by Red Pocket Mobile. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless while also paying less.
Running a business can feel like pitching 9 innings every day. And with changing tax laws and market pressures, you can't afford an error in the field. That's where Baker Tilly Anshin comes in. Baker Tilly Anshin are in the dugout guiding business owners and investors through complex tax and financial decisions and helping them stay focused on the big win, growth. When experience matters, let Baker Tilly Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Baker Tilly Anshin, proud partner of the New York Mets.
What's Spectrum Internet? It's the most reliable internet to stream, game, and browse the way you want. It's also security to keep your whole family safe online. And it's adding the power of Wi-Fi 7 to your home so you're ready for today and tomorrow. That's fast, secure, and future-ready internet for your family. So what's Spectrum Internet? It's everything you want it to be. Switch today at Spectrum.com. Services not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Hi, New York sports fans. Howie Rose here. The summer grind of baseball is here, and every game matters. If your outdoor space matters to you, TimberTech Decking is engineered with innovative technology and resilient materials designed to last season after season. Enjoy the natural beauty of wood without sanding, staining, or splinters. Order free samples or connect with a contractor near you at TimberTech.com. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Right-hander Didier Fuentes is the first man out of the Atlanta bullpen on in relief of A.J. Smith-Shawver. The Braves have to be happy with Smith-Shawver's performance today. First one in the big leagues since last May 29th after Tommy John surgery. Threw 69 pitches over 4 1/3, gave up 4 hits. To this point, 2 runs. Responsible for Alvarez at second. He walked 2 and struck out 4. And so now Fuentes will come on, make his 36th appearance, facing Francisco Lindor, switch hitter batting left. First pitch is way outside, ball 1. A Colombian-born Fuentes in his 36th game, 4-1, a 2.70 earned run average, 51 strikeouts in 43 1/3 innings. And a 1-0 on the way. And just missed outside. A fastball at 95. And it's 2-0 to Lindor, who twice has flied to center. Fuentes, 21-year-old rookie. And the 2-0 pitch, way outside, ball 3. Another hard thrower, occasionally locates it. 3-0 the count. Outfield straight away against Lindor. The way he's been going, he could be swinging here at 3-0. Here's the pitch. Yep, took it right down the middle. So much for that. And it's 3-1. It was one of those, I better get it over fastballs. Took a couple of miles off of it. 94. Lindor zoned in now. Waits 3-1. The pitch. And that's high. Ball 4. Missed with a split. And so the Mets now have runners at first and second with 1 out. Bo Bichette will be the batter. Apple Bank, where saving meets amazing. Apple Bank is a proud partner of the New York Mets. Visit applebank.com to learn more. Mets looking to make it a third straight win. Braves came in today with a 6-game lead over second-place Philadelphia. And would you believe the Marlins now? Here's Bichette. First pitch, swung on, popped up, outside first. They're going to put the infield fly rule on. The ball in foul ground. Olsen makes the catch, the first baseman does, in foul territory. Runners hold, 2 men away. Carson Bench coming up. But how about the Marlins now? They lose 12 in a row. They come back and win the next 2. Today, they spotted the Philadelphia Phillies a 6-run lead at 6-0. And now the Marlins have come back to take an 8-6 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. Who are these people? First pitch to Bench. Fastball in for a called strike, 0-1.
Well, maybe Bryce Harper was right when he said after the game yesterday, we need a little help. To which Don Mattingly did not appreciate that from his star, saying, well, if we need some help in the trade deadlock, maybe you don't like some of the people in this room. A little drama in Philly.
Perhaps. The 0-1, a fastball high and away, 1-1. Although cynically, I would interpret that as a thinly veiled message to Dave Dombrowski, the general manager, who kind of he challenged, the president of baseball operations anyway for the Phillies. He challenged Harper after last year. Says it wasn't an elite year. The 1-1, taken a little bit low by Benj, but I think we're going to get a challenge here from Joey Bart. Let's take a look. Yeah, it was a strike.
Calls overturned to the strike. Atlanta has 2 challenges remaining.
And so the count goes to 1-2 on Carson Benj. But I think that was more a matter of Bryce Harper throwing one of those oh yeahs out at Dave Dombrowski. 1-2 the count. Mets leading 2-0 here in the home 5th. Alvarez at second. Lindor at first. Fuentes deals. Swung on and fouled into the mid of Bart. Strike 3. And that retires the side. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, 2 left. The end of 5. It's the Mets 2, the Braves nothing on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk. Just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page. We use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed up.
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. Atlanta is currently trading at 7% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $1,200 with a win. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. Download the Kalshi app and use code FAN to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start.
They go to the top of the 6th inning. Mets have given Sean Manaea a 2-0 lead. Manaea's been terrific. 77 pitches through 5 innings. Got the Braves, a good offensive team, shut out on 3 hits. Facing Drake Baldwin, left-hand batter. First pitch down and in, a sinker for ball 1. Baldwin, Olson, Albies due up for the Braves, who are now seeing Manaea for the 3rd time today. A 1-0. Fastball a little bit low. And it's 2-0 to Baldwin, who twice has grounded into 4-6-3 double plays. 2-0 pitch. Swinging a liner in the air to left. Back goes Taylor. It's deep. He's on the track. Reaches up. Can't get it. Ball hits the wall about halfway up. On his way to second is Baldwin. And as Taylor picks the ball up on the outfield grass and throws into Lindor, Drake Baldwin is standing at second with a double. And generally, you'd expect Tyrone Taylor to make that catch.
Yeah, ball's smoked. There's no doubt about it, but Tyrone's usually up for the challenge. And this ball tails away from the left fielder. But it looked like Taylor went straight on, thinking this was going to be straight back. And as he got to the track in the wall, then he went to the left field corner. So it was, instead of a diagonal route to the ball, he went straight and then back and couldn't recover in time.
So now Matt Olson, left-hand batter, in the first pitch, dribbled foul over by the Mets dugout, and it's 0-1. The top of the 6th inning is presented by Amvuttra Vutriceron. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra and visit amvuttra.com, amvuttra.com to learn more today. The 0-1. Sweeper is outside and low. 1-1. Braves now have Victor Medeiros, another right-hander, throwing in their bullpen. Mets bullpen is quiet. 1-1 to Olson. The pitch. Fastball is high and away. Ball 2. Olson struck out twice today. Looked a little frustrated that he wasn't able to catch that line drive off the bat of Brett Beatty, which led to 2 Mets runs in the 5th inning. It was a hit. 2-1 pitch. Olson launches one deep right center. Back goes Benj onto the track at the fence. It is gone for a game-tying 2-run homer for Matt Olson, his 28th of the year, 4th most in the National League, and the Braves have tied the game 2-2. Hit it just beyond the 380 mark to the left of the Atlanta bullpen in right center field.
Just somebody you can never avoid as the series goes on. Manaea beat him twice. Fastball to strike him out in the first. Fastball to strike him out in the 4th inning. But at the end of the day, Matt Olson will get his at-bats, and he has now hit his 6th home run in 9 games against the Mets this season.
So, 2-2. And here is Ozzie Albies. First pitch on the way. Swinging a high pop-up, shallow right field. In comes Carson Benj. He's waiting. And he makes the 2-hand catch. And that's the first out here in the 6th inning. It'll bring up Michael Harris II. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Does every neighborhood have a Spider-Man? Well, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man swings back into Queens on July 31st. Be one of the first 15,000 fans at the game against the Marlins. Get a Spider-Man t-shirt. For tickets, go to Mets.com/tickets. Here is Harris. He rolls one to short. To his right, Lindor backhands, throws, close play, out the call at first. We'll see if the Braves challenge. It looked to the naked eye that he was out. And I don't believe there will be a challenge, so there are 2 men away. What is the deal with Spider-Man? Every neighborhood's got one?
Well, it's just his tagline, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh, I didn't see. I was never a Spider-Man guy. I was your basic Superman, Batman, Justice League of America guy. Here's Dubon. He takes outside, ball one.
I think Tobey Maguire changed a lot of our minds in the early 2000s to make Spider-Man, I think, a very underrated superhero.
I guess.
He's swinging through the buildings
but
there.
He's an expansion superhero. Wasn't one of the original six. 1-0 to Dubon. Waved at and missed. The sweeper 1-1.
Well, as the sign says, you're living in the past, man. There's a
guess.
whole world out there.
Actually, one of the great rides I was ever on at, was it Universal? The 1-1 to Dubon, reached for and popped in the air to left field. Over towards the line comes Taylor, still coming, makes the one-hand catch. Side retired. That was a great ride, though, at Universal. Spider-Man.
There you go.
One of those, virtual rides. Anyway, it was a real home run by Matt Olson that tied the game. 2 runs, 2 hits, nobody left. Middle of the 6th. Braves 2, Mets 2. On Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Service Titan is the only fully integrated AI that automates your entire workflow. Born in the trades, built for commercial contractors, ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's BYRNA, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Think you know how the second half of baseball plays out? Put your predictions to work on Polymarket, the world's largest prediction market.
An official partner of Major League Baseball.
Who wins the division?
Who's buying at the trade deadline?
Who takes home the Cy Young? And
who's still standing in October?
Trade against other fans, not the house on Polymarket. From the trade deadline to the World Series, every game matters. Trade on Polymarket. Download the Polymarket app and use promo code BLAZE to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code BLAZE.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility apply.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Braves and the Mets tied 2-2. And so it will be Jared Young, Jorge Polanco, and Tyrone Taylor to do the hitting for New York. Victor Medeiros, the right-hander, the new pitcher for Atlanta. And the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball, a cutter actually, over for a called strike. And it's 0-1. Medeiros making his 8th appearance, 11 2/3 innings, allowed 9 hits and 5 runs. And the pitch back, foul back to the screen by Young. And the count 0-2. So Fuentes, Didier Fuentes, 2/3 of an inning in relief of the starter Smith Sauver. A walk and a strikeout. That's all that was charged to his account. 0-2 pitch. Hit on the ground up the middle. The shortstop Dubon slides. Can't get it. Base hit right center. Young takes a turn and holds on. He's got a base hit. The Mets have the leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Dubon ran a long way for that ball up the middle. Well, we've seen a lot of those base hits. Bench had one in that same spot. Ewing in the same spot, just to the right of second base. Dubon was running toward the ball. The umpire was running out of the way, and it looked like they almost collided with each other. Where Dubon's finger caught the foot of the umpire, one of the two.
So, go ahead, run aboard, and here's Polanco, who has struck out in both plate appearances. Switch hitter batting left. And the pitch way outside by Medeiros. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Mets have Huáscar Brazoban getting up in the bullpen. 1-0. Medeiros deals and a bunt back towards the mound. Medeiros up with it. It'll go to first in time. Olson, the first baseman, took the throw, so it's a 1-3 sacrifice And that pushes Young into scoring position.
That's a good job there by Polanco, who's obviously not been hitting stride yet with that timing and struck out twice, as you said today. So saw a pitch, let me lay one down, help the team along in a tight game. That's good team baseball there for a guy that's not looking at just for himself.
So with one out, Young the go-ahead man at second. Here is the hot Tyrone Taylor. First pitch, fastball high and away, ball one. He has struck out and walked. Scored a run in this game. Pretty dark gray cloud suddenly hovering over the middle of this ballpark right now. 1-0 to Taylor. Medeiros deals and misses up high with a fastball at 97. So 2 balls and no strikes. This is the eighth big league appearance for Medeiros. They've all been in relief. Got off to a great start. 2-0 on the way. Way outside, ball 3, a cutter. He actually has company with Walter Johnson, one of the handful of greatest pitchers of all time. He and Walter Johnson are the only players in modern Major League history with 9 or more innings pitched, 1 or fewer runs allowed, 1 save, and 2 RBIs within their first 5 games of the season. Now, about the save, the 3-0, that's off the outside corner. Late call on the outside corner, says Scott Berry.
What was that?
Even the scoreboard's got ball 4 up there. It's got a 4-0 count.
I see a bunch of people pointing up there. I've never seen that before. They would not be wrong.
Well, it's 3-1 to Taylor. Maybe Medeiros doesn't want much to do with him.
Has Walter Johnson ever done that?
No. 3-1 on the way. Swaying and a miss at a cutter. 3-2. There was no save rule when Walter Johnson was pitching. It was certainly an unofficial concept. Save rule didn't go into effect officially until 1969. 3-2 to Taylor. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a foul off to the right and out of play. Mets baseball is brought to you by Azek Exteriors. Wood rots, Azek trim does not. Mets 2, Braves 2. With 1 out, Young the runner at second. We're in the last of the 6th. Each team 2-5-1. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Came back to get him with a fastball after running the count to 4-0, according to the scoreboard. And everybody else in the ballpark, including Scott Barry, who probably was the last one to throw up the indication for a strike. Well, with Brett Beatty, a left-hand hitter, due up, and the Braves with a lefty in their bullpen, Walt Weiss is going to make the move in this 2-2 game. It's called to the bullpen. Brought to you by the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win.
Do all your grocery shopping right now from your own dugout. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com. Use promo code FANSGET10 and get $10 off your first order of $50. That's shop.foodbazaar.com.
Running a business can feel like pitching 9 innings every day. And with changing tax laws and market pressures, you can't afford an error in the field. That's where Baker Tilly Anshin comes in. Baker Tilly Anshin are in the dugout guiding business owners and investors through complex tax and financial decisions and helping them stay focused on the big win, growth. When experience matters, let Baker Tilly Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Baker Tilly Anshin, proud partner of the New York Mets.
What's Spectrum Internet? It's the most reliable internet to stream, game, and browse the way you want. It's also security to keep your whole family safe online. And it's adding the power of Wi-Fi 7 to your home so you're ready for today and tomorrow. That's fast, secure, and future-ready internet for your family. So what's Spectrum Internet? It's everything you want it to be. Switch today at Spectrum.com. Services not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York, are you looking to make a difference? Saints Jotham and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-714-4800. That's 718-714-4800.
Lefty Dylan Dodd will come out of the bullpen for Atlanta with 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The Mets have Jared Young at second. The Mets and Braves are tied 2-2. Dodd making his 28th appearance. 2-0 with a 1.99 earned run average. Young started this inning with a single, was sacrificed to second by Polanco. Taylor struck out with Brett Beatty due up. That's why the manager of the Braves, Walt Weiss, went to a left-hander, but the Mets are going to counter with right-hand hitting Marcus Semien, who's homered his last 2 games. First pitch is on the inside corner, a called strike, and it's 0-1. Marcus hitting .214 with 12 homers, 35 runs batted in. Didn't start this afternoon's game with another one coming tonight. He'll be in there tonight, you would think, against Chris Sale. The 0-1. That's a called strike, a cutter. And quickly, 0-2 to Semien with Alvarez waiting on deck. Medeiros faced 3 batters. Single, sacrifice bunt, and a strikeout. So he's responsible for Young at second. 0-2 to Semien. Dodd ready, now the pitch. High with a fastball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it's darkening now. The lights are not on here at Citi Field, but this is as overcast as it's been since the game started. 1-2. Dodd deals. Swinging a high pop-up behind home plate. It'll reach the seats. As that one lands downstairs right behind home plate. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies. Visit MLBshop.com/Mets. The official source for your Mets gear. 1-2 to Semien. Dodd ready. Now the pitch. And he missed inside with that cutter. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Young measures a pretty good-sized lead off of second base. Albies the second baseman deep to the right of the bag, edge of the outfield grass. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled into the mid of the catcher. Bart, strike 3, side retired. No runs, a hit, 1 left. The end of 6. Braves 2, Mets 2. On Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk. Just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page. We use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed a...
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
When you run a growing home service business, you roll with the punches. More trucks, more techs, more jobs, and suddenly your team is drowning in spreadsheets.
Well, we go to the 7th inning at Citi Field. The Mets and Braves are tied 2-2. Sean Manaea is done after 6 innings, allowing 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Walked 2, struck out 4, hit a batter, gave up the 2-run homer to Matt Olson in the 6th, which tied the game. So a guy who has been money for the Mets, who knows, might be money for somebody else by this time next week. Huascar Brazoban will take over on the mound for New York, Keith.
Yeah, trying to keep this thing where it is, tied at 2. We'll see Riley, and then scheduled to see White, and then Bart. 3 righties, but now that a lefty is out of the game and a righty is in, we'll see if Walt Weiss goes to his bench. And Looks like he is for the guy on deck. For right now, though, it's Austin Riley. First pitch swinging, grounds it foul outside of third. Going to count 0-1. Eli White, who is pretty much the whisperer there against Sean Manaea, had 2 more hits today. Now 6 out of 9. Here's the 0-1. Riley takes low from Bravesn. 1 ball and 1 strike. He was supposed to be on deck, but Mike Yastrzemski, the lefty, has grabbed the bat. Riley today has struck out twice. Bravesn's pitch popped him up. Right side of the infield. Young comes down to the right of the mound in the grass. Plenty of room. Makes the catch just inside the foul line. Fair territory. Well, Riley is out 1 away, and here comes the guy that is on deck, and that's brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. So Yastrzemski getting in there. Someone they signed in the offseason to help them in this platoon-type role. Probably be in there tonight against Christian Scott. We'll see. First pitch, swinging. He fouls it back, and the count 0-1. For Yastrzemski, 6 homers, 28 RBIs, a .669 OPS. Batting for Eli White. Even Walt Weiss said, "Good job, Eli. Your day is done," even though he's had 2 of the 5 Atlanta hits. Playing the matchups. Next pitch misses away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. I actually talked to Andy Green about something similar before the game. Of course, you always wonder going into these doubleheader days, who are the guys that might pitch in both games? 1-1. Fades outside. Fastball. 2 balls and a strike. You know, if Bravesn has a 5 or 10 pitch inning here, can you use him tonight? And Andy said, I would usually never tell you this publicly, Keith, but no. 2-1, fouled back, and it's 2-2. As Buck used to say to me in some of those interviews, well, I don't want to broadcast it, what I'm going to do here, but Andy Green said today, you know it, I know it, Walt Weiss knows it, where the trade deadline is, and we got to keep guys healthy and safe, and their usage, don't overuse them at this point of the year. He knows that we're probably not going to use anybody twice today. 2-2. Fades low, a changeup. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he even said that it's really rare for that to happen. I believe Edwin Diaz might have done that a couple of years ago. Brooks Raley had done that in recent memory, but it's got to be the right circumstance. And where the Mets are in the season, it's not the right circumstance. Payoff. Reached for, popped up, shallow right field. Semien going out. Nothing but the Miami Marlins came all the way back to beat Philadelphia today, 8-6. That's good news if you're a Braves fan. Griffin Conine, a 2-run home run to put the Marlins ahead in the 8th. Pitch to Bart is in for a strike. Count 0-1. You might remember on Monday when we were last on the air, Griffin Conine had the walk-off hit to help them beat Philly. 0-1. Looped in the air, shallow right. Semien going out again. Same exact play. A basket catch this time. He makes it with his palm turned up toward the sky. A running grab to haul it in. 1-2-3 go the Braves. Middle of 7 in game 1 of this twin bill. Tied at 2 at Citi Field on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Think you know how the second half of baseball plays out? Put your predictions to work on Polymarket, the world's largest prediction market.
Official partner of Major League Baseball.
Who wins the division?
Who's buying at the trade deadline?
Who takes home the Cy Young? And
who's still standing in October?
Trade against other fans, not the house on Polymarket. From the trade deadline to the World Series, every game matters. Trade on Polymarket. Download the Polymarket app and use promo code BLAZE to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code BLAZE.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility apply.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guides.
We go to the bottom of the seventh inning, tied at 2, the Mets and the Braves. Mets in this inning will send up Alvarez and then the top with Ewing and Lindor, and do so against lefty Dylan Dodd, who is still in there. Dodd got the last out of that 6th when he struck out Marcus Semien. And kind of funny about that matchup is that Dodd's been really good against everybody, lefties and righties, but he's been even tougher on righties than he is on lefties. So the Mets pinch hit a righty for a lefty, and Semien struck out. But now Alvarez will try his hand in this tie game. Dodd set. First pitch. Fouled back to the screen, and the count 0-1. But again, when you get into this elite bullpen that the Braves have, it's not as if you had Beatty hit, he would have hit 300 against Dylan Dodd. Lefties have hit 167 and righties 117. So not really much of an advantage for anybody, any side of the plate. 0-1. Alvarez cuts and misses at that sinker running in. The count 0-2. Gave you some scores before. Mentioned that Miami came back to officially beat Philadelphia, and Arizona beat Pittsburgh 3-0. Arizona's at wild card 3. It continues to separate itself from everybody else. 0-2. Up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And today in Detroit, Tigers are leading Baltimore 7-3, top of the 7th. Tarek Skubal on the mound today for the Tigers. They took him out. A.J. Hinch took him out at the appropriate time to go to his bullpen, and he got a standing ovation. 1-2. Alvarez takes outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Tigers right now are in a really peculiar spot. Tarek Skubal is the best pitcher in the game, best pitcher on the market as an impending free agent, and they're teetering. Are we buyers? Are we sellers? Can we be both? 2-2 to Alvarez. Swing and a miss. Power to high sinker by his bat for strike 3. A 1 out of the 7th inning, tied at 2. We'll go back to the top of the order for the lefty A.J. Ewing. Everybody around baseball expects Tarek Skubal to be traded. For a team like the Tigers, who, okay, we can't extend you because we just don't have the money that you're going to command in free agency. Scott Boras is his agent. If we can't even come close to a deal, well, we've got to get something for you. Is it a playoff run? Is it a World Series run? Do we trade you for big prospects and still go to the playoffs? That's what they're deliberating in Detroit. Pitch to Ewing, fouled away, and the count 0-1.
The Ilitch family, they got some money.
Sure.
And, I don't know why that would eliminate them necessarily from being competitive for Skubal. But if you do trade him, it doesn't preclude you from trying to sign him again in the offseason.
0-1. Taken up and in, check swing, look to third, no swing, says Ron Kulpa. That's 1 ball and 1 strike. And the Ilitches own the Red Wings, they own the Tigers,
yep.
And people are buying those Little Caesars pizzas every day.
They're still eating them, aren't they?
Yes, they are. 1-1 on Ewing. Pitch to A.J. Misses outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Maybe we can get Little Caesars to deliver to the press room. Ooh, that'd be a big win. Send Chef Drek out to Detroit and be done with it.
If you had the bottom of the 7th, you win today's first game of the doubleheader.
Had to work it in.
Here's the 2-1 to Ewing. Up, and then he leans out of the way of that sinker. And it's 3 balls and a strike.
A 1-for-1 deal. A worthless chef
for
some good pizza.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the New York Mets. Some of us want to work here next year. 3-1 to Ewing is fouled away, 3-2. And for some reason, if you'd like to reproduce or retransmit it, you can't do it in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Mets. Tied at 2 in the 7th. Bases clear, 1 out. Payoff from Dodd. Outside, Ewing is on for the 3rd time today. Reached on error, single, had a sac fly, and a drive in a run, and now he walks. The first 2 times that he was on and he stayed there, he stole second. But both times he was left stranded. So the Mets, who have had the lead in this game but have lost the lead, they have gone 1 for 9 with men in scoring position. They've left 6. So it has felt like a swiftly moving game, low scoring, but no, there's been a bevy of chances for the Mets. So here's Lindor with 1 out against the lefty. He's batting right. First pitch, in for a strike, and the count 0-1. For Lindor, 2 flyouts to center and a walk. Matt just handed me a long note. Uh-oh. Hope not in trouble. 0-1 is a little bit high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, I was just talking in the last inning about, Huáscar Brazovin's coming on, and my conversation with Andy Green, that would you pitch a guy twice in one day? And he said, no, not where we are. He even said where the Mets are in the trade deadline. You don't want to overuse these guys. The Braves realize that too. 1-1. Lindor fouls it back, and the count is 1-2. Well, Madge gave you this little nugget from July 31st, 1983. So we're a couple of days away from the anniversary of Jesse Orosco pitching in both games of a doubleheader. And not just pitching, 10 pitches here and then 8 pitches in game 2. Mets were playing a doubleheader against Pittsburgh. Orosco pitched 4 innings to get the win in a 7-6 game that went 12 innings in game 1. And then he came back for game 2. 1-2. Missed outside of Lindor. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That game also went to the 12th inning. So it was really all hands on deck. But he came out and pitched the 12th inning. Got a 1-0 win for the Mets.
That's when men were men. Right? I mean, come on. He pitched 15 more years after that.
2-2 to Lindor. Fouled straight down at home plate. And it stays 2-2. But he was a different beast. I mean, he's the all-time leader in appearances in baseball history.
Yeah, because he pitched a lot.
Yeah, he did.
And wasn't afraid of it. And there were no propeller heads to tell them not to pitch him. I mean, it's pretty simple when you really go back and look at the history. How we've gotten to where we are now. Greater minds than I will have to figure that out.
Oh, I'm sorry, Madge. Was there one more in the bottom there? Hold on a minute. Mike Torres, game 2 of that doubleheader that went 12 innings, and Orosco pitched the 12th. One guy pitched the first 11. That was Mike Torres when, as you say, men were men.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, in this game, where the boys versus boys, I guess, 2-2 in this 2-2 game. Pitch to Lindor, misses low. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bichette on deck. Dylan Dodd here, 23 pitches. Nobody up in that Braves bullpen. He's been good, pitching to a 1.95 ERA. Payoff. Lindor fouls it back, and it stays 3-2.
I think Jesse Orosco's last year was like 99.
He pitched across, I think, 4 decades when it was all said and done. 70s, 80s, 90s, right?
Then he might have pitched into 2000. I'm not sure. The Mets actually got Joe McEwing for him. They had brought Jesse back onto the roster and then traded him in spring training for Super Joe.
Ewing off first, 3-2 again. Inside, Lindor draws the walk, his second walk of the game for him, but it's the second walk of the inning for Dodd. Ewing walked, he goes to second. Lindor now goes to first, and Bo Bichette in this tie game is coming up to try to break this tie. In fact, of the most appearances in baseball history, we've got a couple of Mets that are right up there at the top with Orosco. As Jeremy Hefner is going out to talk to Dodd. Orosco made, in 24 years, 1,252 appearances. The next guy, Mike Stanton, 1,178. So not quite 100 more than the next guy, but a lot more than that. And then Johnny Franco was in there, the third most with 1,119. And he pitched in 21 big league seasons.
First year Jesse Orosco pitched in the big leagues was kind of as a cameo in 1979 after he had been traded to the Mets from the Minnesota Twins for the guy we mentioned yesterday, who thankfully is out of the hospital and on the mound and on the mend. I wish he was on the mound. Jerry Koosman.
Wow.
So those two pitchers traded for each other. The only two pitchers to have recorded the final out in a World Series to win a World Series for the Mets.
Here's Bull Bichette, tied at 2 in the bottom of the 7th with 2 on and 1 out. Dodd's offering right down the middle, a called strike. I count 0-1. Bichette today 0 for 3. Quieted against the Braves the first time really all season. He's been good one-on-one with Atlanta this year. 0-1. Fouled in and out of the glove of the catcher, and it's 0-2. And on that, right as Dodd was about to lift his leg and fire, Ewing took a big secondary jump, and then I watched Lindor. He also took a bigger jump as if they were maybe going to get a read and try to work a double steal. But Ewing didn't go, and of course, Lindor can't go anywhere unless Ewing goes first. Lindor is staring right at Ewing as he leads. The set, 0-2. Punch foul in the air off to the right and out of play, and it stays 0-2. As we come to you live from the Bob Murphy broadcast booth, proudly presented by Bigelow Tea. Bigelow Tea, grab a mug and tea proudly. And speaking of guys that crossed a lot of decades, Bob called all those Jesse Orozco games, right? 1962 to 2003 when Bob was here in the booth. 0-2. Line to right, sharply hit. Acuna back, though, curling around, makes the catch, fires in. Ewing tags from second and sprints to third, standing up without a throw. Lindor stays at first, so Bichette's line out at least puts the go-ahead man now 90 feet away. And once again, Carson Bench coming up with a couple of men on. Of course, I don't mean here in this actual booth because Bob never was here at Citi Field, but was there at Shea Stadium calling those games where Orozco pitched. For Bench today, a single and 3 trips. Last time he was up was in the 5th inning. He had 2 men on. He had first and second and 2 outs and struck out. He's got a chance here to redeem himself and try to bring in his buddy A.J. Ewing from third. Austin Riley is almost shoulder to shoulder with Ewing. That's how close he is to the bag at third. 2 outs, tied at 2 in the 7th. Pitch missed up high with a sinker. And it's 1-0. Now, Danny Young is warming up, former Met lefty in the bullpen for the Braves. They've got the lefty here, Dodd. And I think it's just a matter of how many pitches they want one to throw before they go to the next one. Dodd has thrown 30 in relief. Middle infield pack, 1-0. Fouled into the mitt. Big rip by Benj on the sinker, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So this is the thing about a guy like Dodd. You feel like you've got something here. Okay, maybe we're getting to him, but really it's him versus him, Dodd versus Dodd, because the 2 base runners have both been walks. Mets don't have a hit against him. First and third, 2 outs, the 1-1. Bench takes high, sinker. It's 2 balls and a strike. Mets have Luke Weaver warming up in their bullpen. Just saw Brazaban mow through the bottom of the Braves order. Top of the order is coming up. They'd love to give it to Weaver with the lead. Both teams 2 runs. Both teams 5 hits apiece. Dodd set at the belt. The 2-1 to Benj. Swing and a miss at a sinker. And it's 2-2. And these are right there down the middle. Dodd's just having a really nice season. 28th game ERA, sub-2 for a Braves bullpen. Coming into the series, has had the 3rd best ERA in the sport. Lindor at first, Ewing at third, 2 outs, 2-strike pitch. Cracked to right field toward the line. Fair ball, base hit for Benj. This will give the Mets the lead. Ewing is in. Lindor stops at third. The throw comes in from right. Benj with a go-ahead RBI double to right. And in the bottom of the 7th, the Mets take a 3-2 lead over Atlanta. And Carson Benj delivers the blow to get him in front. 2 outs and 2 strikes left on left with Dodd, who's been so tough all year. And Carson Benj against the lefty wins the battle. Now Benj at second base with his 14th double. He's knocked in his 41st run. And now another lefty, Jared Young, trying to add some more here with second and third and 2 outs. And the infield around to the right against the lefty. Young today has been on twice with a walk and a single. First pitch. Hit him. Caught him on the back with a cutter. So now a real mess for Dodd. Remember, the inning began with a one-out walk by Ewing, then Lindor walked, and then he got the 2 outs, but now a double and a hit by pitch, and that is it for Dylan Dodd. They're going to bring in Danny Young. The Mets have the bases loaded and 2 outs. Switch hitting Jorge Polanco coming up, and Walt Weiss taking the slow walk out of the third base dugout. Mets ahead here in the 7th, 3-2. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Red Pocket Mobile. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless while also paying less.
Hi, New York sports fans. Howie Rose here. The summer grind of baseball is here, and every game matters. If your outdoor space matters to you, TimberTech Decking is engineered with innovative technology and resilient materials designed to last season after season. Enjoy the natural beauty of wood without sanding, staining, or splinters. Order free samples or connect with a contractor near you at timbertech.com. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York, are you looking to make a difference? Saints Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-714-4800. That's 718-714-4800.
Do all your grocery shopping right now from your own dugout. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com. Use promo code FANSGET10 and get $10 off your first order of $50. That's shop.foodbazaar.com.
Running a business can feel like pitching 9 innings every day. And with changing tax laws and market pressures, you can't afford an error in the field. That's where Baker Tilly Anshin comes in. Baker Tilly Anshin are in the dugout guiding business owners and investors through complex tax and financial decisions and helping them stay focused on the big win, growth. When experience matters, let Baker Tilly Anshin deliver value where others can't. Visit ANCHIN.com. Baker Tilly Anshin, proud partner of the New York Mets.
New pitcher in for Atlanta is former Met Danny Young, and he inherits a bases-loaded jam. The Mets have already taken the lead against the guy in the dugout who's responsible for the mess. That is lefty Dylan Dodd, who departs with the bases loaded. Lindor at third, Bench at second, Jared Young at first, and switch hitting Jorge Polanco coming up. A bad right-handed against the side-arming Danny Young, who leans in, that left arm dangling, and now straightens as he has his sign. Infield back, 2 outs, 3-2 Mets in the 7th. Pitch right down the middle. Sinker for a strike at 93 miles an hour, and the count 0-1. The big hit so far, the Bench double to get him in front. 2 outs, 2 strikes, and he ripped it to right. Anything else here? Be the cherry on top. The set and the 0-1. Polanco dribbles one up the first baseline, a foul ball. Olsen picks it up in foul ground, and it's 0-2. Or Polanco again just trying to find his footing. His batting average down to 146. Laid down a sacrifice bunt there in the 6th inning to try to help move things along, but it has been such a slow go. Since he's been back from the IL, he is 4 for 40. Came back on July 7th against Kansas City, right before the All-Star break. 0-2 from Young. Down low, lays off the sweeper, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Mets have Polanco under contract next year. $20 million for next year. They just want to see him play healthy, get comfortable, finish the year strong if they can. 1-2. Strike 3 called. He spun the sweeper backdoor over the outside corner, and Polanco strikes out looking. Mets do grab the lead on the Bench 2-out double. 3-2 Mets going to the 8th. The lead over Atlanta on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
At Farmers, we tell it to you straight. No lies, loopholes, or even baseball analogies.
Yep, no sports talk, just your bases covered.
At least we'll try to avoid the sports analogies. Like with coverage on the page, we use plain language so you know what's covered and what's not.
Yep, exactly. We'll keep our eye on the ball.
Painful. It's like you're not even trying.
We took a swing, but we really missed a
Stop.
You have Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Learn more at farmers.com. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or Affiliate. Products not available in every state.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the markable fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Service Titan is the only fully integrated AI that automates your entire workflow. Born in the trades.
We go to the 8th inning. The Mets have the lead, so they have the bullpen set up the way they want. 3-2 lead over Atlanta. Of course, the idea is to go from Luke Weaver here in the 8th to Devin Williams in the 9th. And so, Howie, the Mets, like we said, have it set up, but so do the Braves. They got the top of the order coming up.
Well, that's been the formula, right? And it has certainly worked, particularly in Weaver's case. And most recently, he pitched against the Dodgers on Sunday, gave up a couple of hits, but made a great athletic play on a slow chopper to the left of the mound to throw out the hitter and end that inning, leaving the bases loaded. He hasn't allowed an earned run in, 27 of his 28 appearances going back to May 1st. Just one earned run allowed in that time. And he's facing Ronald Acuna Jr. to lead off. Mets leading 3-2. The first pitch, swing and a miss. And a good changeup, darting down and away. And the count 0-1. So for Weaver overall, it's his 41st appearance. 2-1 with a 1.93 earned run average. He's not walking people. 11 in 42 innings. He strikes out a batter an inning, 43. The 0-1 on the way. A little bit high with a fastball, 1-1. The league is only hitting a .162 against him, and as you hear, there's going to be a challenge here from Alvarez, and it was high and away, so the Mets lose challenge.
New York has one count remaining.
So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. But anyway, Weaver in 42 innings has allowed only 24 hits, a 162 batting average against. It's great. I mean, there's no getting around it. But it almost, I would think, and you do have to have people here next year. And here's the 1-1 on the way to Acuna. Swing on a slow hit chopper foul up the third baseline, 1-2. If the Mets are looking to maximize their stash of whatever it is they could collect by the trade deadline, I think Weaver's a guy that almost has to go. You hate to say it because of how good he's been. He's signed for next year at $11 million. Here's the 1-2 to Acuna. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him with a hard changeup away. That has been such a money pitch for Luke Weaver. So 1 up, 1 down. Drake Baldwin will be next. It's so funny. We throw these numbers around almost as though they've become meaningless, Keith. $11 million is $11 million, but that's considered righteous bucks these days for a team looking for a lockdown reliever who has had success as a closer before with the Yankees, has been the 8th inning guy here, and has been stupendously good. So here's Baldwin. He takes a fastball down the middle for a called strike 1.
Well, the thing about next year, too, is the Mets want to gather as many trade pieces as they want, prospects, so that in the offseason they can trade for big league help. Again, the free agent class is not great going into next year.
The 0-1. Swing and a liner to shallow right. That's going to fall in front of bench for a base hit. And Baldwin has his second hit of the game. So a 1-out single means the tying run is on, and the potential go-ahead man comes to the plate in Matt Olson, who tied the game in the 6th against Manaea with a 2-run homer.
And that's another test here for Luke Weaver and the section of scouts that are watching. Of course, they can just see the results and watch the video, but they're going to see it before their very eyes. Can he keep this lead right here with the tough part of the lineup?
Olson struck out twice before launching that home run into the Braves bullpen in right center. And Weaver deals. Swing and a foul straight back out of play. 0-1. Speaking about another perhaps highly sought tradable commodity of the Mets, Clay Holmes. The injury report brought to you by the Rothenberg Law Firm. If you're injured in an accident, the game plan is simple. Just go to injurylawyer.com. Pitched last night. We'll throw another bullpen and then we see. The 0-1, down and in, 1-1. Would the Mets risk bringing him back, having him make his next major league start here before the deadline? Or would they say, okay, he's looked good in his rehabs, his bullpen is good, see what kind of interest he gets. There should be substantial interest. 1-1, a little bit low. Change up, and it's 2-1 now to Olsen. And it's going to be fascinating because, again, the Mets need healthy and productive bodies here next year. You can't just trade everybody for hopefuls. 2-1 to Olsen, the pitch. Swing and a miss and a changeup, 2-2.
Now, they talked about a potential extension with Holmes, who can opt out. But you'd imagine he would, because he's worth more than about $12 or $13 million that option that is on the end of his contract is. And he's, again, the Mets, if they like him so much, they can trade him away and then bring him back in free agency. That is also an avenue, just like you mentioned before.
So 2-2 to Olsen. The outfield around towards right. Baldwin, slow runner at first. Short lead. Weaver to the belt, deals. Outside, 3-2. Missed with a fastball. Now the lefty Dylan Lee is throwing in the Atlanta bullpen. Antoine Richardson, the Braves' first base coach, in to have a word with Baldwin. Doubt they'd send him 3-2. Olsen strikes out a lot. Albies on deck. Throw to first. Rescued by Young. A wide throw, which forced the right-handed throwing Young to reach across his body with the glove on his left hand, just to rescue that throw by Weaver. 3-2 the count to Olsen. Weaver sets. Holds the set. Now the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball to short. Should be 2. Lindor's got it. Steps on second. Throws to first. Double play. Luke Weaver does it again. Scoreless 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit. Nobody left. Middle of the 8th. It's the Mets 3 and the Braves 2 on Odyssey Mets Radio. Powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.
Hey, baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as proud sponsors of Odyssey Mets Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
Jason is an avid hiker who loves the outdoors. During what should have been a peaceful hike, that calm was suddenly broken. A mountain lion appeared on the trail just yards away. Fortunately, Jason had packed his Byrna less lethal launcher. Armed with kinetic rounds, Jason fired a warning shot, deterring the mountain lion and giving his family time to get to safety. Byrna less lethal launchers fire powerful kinetic and chemical irritant rounds designed to stop threats. Visit Byrna.com. That's Byrna, Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
Think you know how the second half of baseball plays out? Put your predictions to work on Polymarket, the world's largest prediction market.
An official partner of Major League Baseball.
Who wins the division?
Who's buying at the trade deadline?
Who takes home the Cy Young? And
who's still standing in October?
Trade against other fans, not the house on Polymarket. From the trade deadline to the World Series, every game matters. Trade on Polymarket. Download the Polymarket app and use promo code BLAZE to unlock $50 free for your first trade. That's promo code BLAZE.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility apply.
Who do you want to be? That guy in Florida playing backgammon? Or the Chelsea fixture still turning heads? And you know how the Chelsea guy did it. He never left. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy.
Tyler Kinley, the new pitcher for the Braves, a right-hander. They had Dylan Lee, the left-hander, up as well. And it's Kinley who is going to come on with the Mets holding a 3-2 lead. Here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, Kinley will get the bottom third of the Mets batting order, which is Brett Beatty, Marcus Semien, and Francisco Alvarez. And the first pitch to Tyrone Taylor is taken high, ball 1. Kinley, a big fella, 6'4", 220 pounds, out of Plantation, Florida. Guy that signed as a free agent with the Braves. Been with the Rockies, The 1-0 on the way. And nicks the outside corner, a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. He was picked up at the deadline last year by the Braves from Colorado. Pitched collegiately at Barry University in Miami. 1-1 pitch. And it's on the outside corner. So it's ball and 2 strikes on Tyrone Taylor. A great job by Luke Weaver. Devin Williams getting ready in the Mets bullpen for the 9th. 1-2. Kinley deals and misses low.
Walt Weiss has used a bunch of guys today. This is now reliever number 5 after Smith-Shawver. He's holding the game to play tonight. He's got 3 guys that he has not used yet, but they have Sale going in game 2, who could usually go 7, 8, or 9 on you.
That's a big part of it, I'm sure. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a liner in the air to center. Pretty well hit. Going back Harris onto the track in front of the fence. He makes the one-hand catch between the 408 and the 380 marks. Taylor gives it a good ride, but just 1 out. Marcus Semien will be the batter. He'll hit for the 2nd time. Was a pinch hitter and a lefty-righty switch for Brett Beatty. Was back in the 6th inning. Righty against righty. And the first pitch is a breaking ball low outside for ball 1. Time to deliver the scores with a scoreboard update from Amazon Hub Delivery. Amazon Hub Delivery. Visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. Orioles and Tigers 7-7 in the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 to Semien. Can't hold the swing. He goes around to the slider down and away. And the count 1-1. Well, was it Tarek Skubal's last game as a Tiger? He went 6 2/3, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs. Tigers had a 7-0 lead in the 6th inning, but the Orioles have come back to tie it. 1-1 pitch. Foul back to the screen. A fastball. And it's 1-2. Kobe Mayo, a 2-run triple, tied the game for Baltimore in the top of the 8th inning. Right here, Atlanta 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. The Mets 3 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. Mets looking for their 3rd straight win. They've had a 4-game winning streak this year. 1-2 to Semien, hit in the air to shallow left. Yastrzemski coming on, slides and makes the catch. Yastrzemski in left field. That goes back a couple of generations. This is Carl's grandson, Mike, who makes the sliding catch for the 2nd out. We'll pause for station ID.
This is Odyssey Mets Radio on WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Howie Rose, Keith Rad with you at Citi Field. Mets 3, Braves 2. 2 out, nobody on last of the 8th. Francisco Alvarez, who doubled in a run in the 5th inning, will be the batter for the Mets. That brought home the first run of the game. First pitch. Low outside, ball 1. If you want to look ahead to the 9th inning, the Braves will be scheduled to send up Ozzie Albies, Michael Harris II, and Mauricio Dubon against, presumably, Devin Williams, who's getting loose now. 1-0. Kinley deals. And a called strike on the inside corner, a slider. Today's attendance brought to you by Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy. Sip the fruity candy-coated chaos. 28,493 here at Citi Field. The 1-1 waved at and missed the slider. 1-2. And that includes a lot of day campers, camp kids wearing various colored T-shirts identifying them with their specific camps or groups. Love to see that on a summer afternoon. 1-2 to Alvarez. Low outside, 2-2. You ever work at a day camp?
I have not. I've been a camper, but I've never done the day camp. I've also never had bug juice.
Well, that's all part of it. You missed quite an experience. As a former counselor. 2-2 to Alvarez. Reached for and popped up foul outside first. There is a, now defunct day camp, which I worked at for 6 years, and there might be a connection there.
I was going to say, you have anything to do with that?
Called North Shore Day Camp. Alley Pond Park. They had 2 rules with the kids. Be on time. Don't let me see you do it. The 2-2 hit on the ground to short. Right at Dubon. He's got it. Throws to first in time. Side retired. Never lost a kid in 6 years. Nothing across in the 8th. And it's on to the 9th inning at Citi Field. Mets 3, Braves 2 on Odyssey Mets Radio. Driven by your all-new Nissan Sentra. Power 2.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
When you run a growing home service business, you roll with the punches. More trucks, more techs, more jobs, and suddenly your team is drowning in spreadsheets, manual work, and software that just can't keep up. But there's a better way. Service Titan is the all-in-one system designed to help you scale the right way from day one. There's a reason Service Titan customers increase their revenue by an average of 15% every year. Get the software you can't outgrow. Go to ServiceTitan.com to learn more.
The next time you're at the checkout register, look for the balloon, because a donation to Children's Miracle Network has the power to change lives.
We go to the top of the 9th inning. Devin Williams is on to make sure there is no bottom of the 9th as the Mets lead the Braves 3-2. I must issue a very humble apology to former Met Gerald Young. I didn't mean to kill him off. It's Gerald Williams that I confused with Gerald Young, who has passed away. Gerald Young very much with us at the present time. I'm sure he's listening. So, Gerald, didn't mean to, hurt you there. Glad he's okay. Ozzie Albies leads off against Devin Williams. First pitch, fastball high, ball 1. Brings to mind, I think it was the 2019 50th anniversary reunion to the 1969 Mets, when, for whatever reason, the in memoriam on the video board killed off 2 very living former players. 1-0 to Albies, swung on and missed, 1-1. One of them was Jim Gosger, the other, it was Jesse Hudson. Hudson had a great sense of humor about it. Jim Gosger did not. He wants nothing to do with the Mets anymore. The 1-1. Line foul down the first base side off the protected netting. And it's 1-2 to Albies. These things happen.
I mean, it means you were somebody at some point. That's a good thing. It's a lot better than a lot of other people do who are not killed off. But, it means you were at least out there.
At least you weren't anonymous. 1-2 to Albies. Williams deals. Swung on and popped in the air. Shallow right. Semien out, backpedaling. Benj in. Semien makes the one-hand catch. And there's one out here in the 9th inning. So that will bring up Michael Harris II as Devin Williams is on in search of his 15th save, which would have an 8th in the National League. Weaver worked the 1-2-3. Actually, not really. Only 3 batters faced him. Drake Baldwin single, but then he got a ground ball double play out of Matt Olson. So here's Harris. First pitch, fastball outside. Ball 1. Solid outing for Sean Manaea. He's our thriving player of the game. Brought to you by Thrivewell Infusion, New York's premier infusion and injection center. 1-0 to Harris. High and away, ball 2. Schedule your appointment at thrivewellinfusion.com. Mets leading 3-2, looking for their 3rd straight win. Two 2-0 to Harris. Swung on and popped up. Shallow left. Bichette out. Taylor in. Taylor's under it. Makes the one-hand catch. Williams has the first two on shallow fly balls. And the Braves, down to their last out, will send Mauricio Dubon to the plate.
We have seen in the past Dom Smith maybe pinch hitting here late. He's on the bench, but they're not going to use him here. They'll save him for game 2, I would imagine. And Dubon will...
I just got a text from our old friend, Tommy Hutton, former major leaguer and major league broadcaster. Pitch to Dubon, swung on and missed, 0-1. Tommy listens down in Florida, still does some work for the Marlins. He's retiring at the end of the year, too. Texted me, way to go, Howie, never lost a kid. That's counseling for you. 0-1 to Dubon. Pop foul straight back out of play, second deck. And now the Mets a strike away.
We lost Gerald Young, but we never lost a kid.
Yeah, but we found Gerald Young. So all is well. Other than in the Gerald Williams family, sad to say. Williams trying to put this one to bed. 0-2 to Dubon. Just off the outside corner, missing with a cutter. 1-2. If he keeps it going, Austin Riley would be next. Williams from the first base side of the rubber. Comes set. Now the 1-2 to Dubon. Check swing, and it's fading low and away. A changeup. The airbender from Williams. And that evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Paid crowd 28,493. Many, if not most of them, on their feet right now. 2-2 to Dubon. Here's the pitch. Swinging a little looping foul ball to the right field side, which lands in the seats on the lower level. And Dubon still hanging in here against Williams. Each team with 6 hits. Difference in the game, though, that RBI double in the 7th by Carson Bench. 2-2 to Dubon. The pitch. Swinging a liner up the middle. Base hit going into center field. Moving to his right to pick it up is Ewing. Flings in quickly to Lindor. And Dubon is aboard with a 2-out single. And Austin Riley, recently rejuvenated, will be next. But he's 0 for 3 today, and the Braves are going to run for Dubon here.
You're going to get Jorge Mateo off the bench, who is one of the fastest guys in baseball. Dubon, man, he's just a pesky hitter. He has a funky batting stance where he steps that back foot back toward the third base dugout. You got to throw him strikes. He's not going to chase, and he bangs one up the middle to keep this game going.
Mateo's sprint speed is among the top handful of players in the league, so he can fly. And here's Riley. Right-hand batter, Williams deals. Swinging a high pop foul that'll reach the seats behind first, and it's 0-1. Landing in the Hyundai Club seats. Riley today has struck out twice and popped to first. Mets leading 3-2 with the Braves down to their last out here in the 9th inning. Young holding Mateo on. He's got a medium-sized lead for now. Stretching it out. Williams sets. The 0-1. Mateo runs. Pitch taken outside. Throw. Slide. Out at second base. Put it in the books. Francisco Alvarez made the throw to Marcus Semien. Waiting on a Braves potential challenge.
They're going to challenge here, I think, just because they have one. I don't know if they were confident in the look.
Atlanta's challenging the outlaw second base.
I saw Walt Weiss turn back and look and then just turn back and say, just challenge. There's no point in holding on to it if you just go for it, but we got to take a look at a replay because the call on the field was out. Looked like a pretty good throw.
Yeah, I think he's going to be safe. You know what? The left arm of Mateo looked like it got in before Semien fielded that ball in the dirt and then swept the glove back trying to get the tag on, unless you see it differently.
No, I see that left hand. That's where that red oven mitt is sliding in. That impacts the bag as the glove is on its way to the body, so you have the hand on the bag first, then the glove against the body, and it's going to be overturned.
I don't think there's any question from the 3 angles that we've seen so far. Lindor almost looked like he knew it. He threw his arms up as if to say to the guys in the outfield, hold the celebration.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Atlanta retains the catch.
So it kind of changes things a bit because now the tying run is in scoring position and a 1-1 count on Austin Riley. Give though Riley's had more of a cold season than a hot one, he's still driven in 50 runs, and that's the tying man at second now. A guy who will score on virtually any hit to the outfield. 1-1. Mateo now leads from second. Williams to the belt. Here's the pitch. Swing and a little chopper foul rolling over by the third base dugout, and the Mets a strike away now, where the count 1-2 to Austin Riley. Outfield is tightened up, of course, trying to give themselves a chance on a potential play at the plate. 1-2 the count. Williams checks Mateo at second, sets at the letters. The pitch. Swing and a little roller behind home plate, a foul ball. He just got a piece of the changeup. And on we go. Evan Williams kicks a little dirt off the rubber. Head bowed as he takes a deep breath, getting right back up on the first base side. Rests the glove against his chest, brings the hands together. Mateo leads from second. And now the 1-2 to Riley. Swung on and missed strike three. Put it in the books. Devin Williams picks up the save. The Mets have their third win in a row. They have taken the first two of this three-game series from the Atlanta Braves, with one more to come later on this evening. In the ninth inning for Atlanta, no runs, one hit, no errors, one left. The final score, the New York Mets 3 and the Atlanta Braves 2. Back to talk about it in a moment on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Sentra.